Well, I don't know if you've noticed over the years that you've been coming here that we have something unexpected at our manger. We have an elephant at our manger. Someone asked me, why, Pastor Phil, do we have an elephant at the manger? I said, well, this is Victor's version of the Nativity. Angel choir, shepherd adoring, cattle lowing, elephants trumpeting. There you go, of course, makes perfect sense. This is the kind of story that has all kinds of unexpected elements, things that are out of the ordinary, mysterious. But in order to fully grasp that, we have to go to the beginning of the story, not the beginning of Luke's story. We go back to the beginning before time and space existed, and all there was God and God's being. And out of God's infinite imagination and need, indeed, to create, God cast the stars into the heavens, creating 100 billion galaxies. God created the sun and the moon and the planets, and then created a home for humanity, calling up mountains out of the deep, creating dry land and an infinite imagination of creatures. And finally, the culmination of that creation, out of the dirt of the ground, God formed beings to be in relationship with God, out of God's own need to be in relationship. And breathing God's life into those creatures, male and female, were created. And for a while, everything was perfect in paradise. But the creatures were not satisfied with their creature status, but rather wished that they were indeed the Creator. And so they resisted God. And by disobeying and not trusting God, that perfect relationship was broken. So God began to dream anew how God might recreate that relationship, how God might establish once again the bond between God and humans. That's what this story is about. The God who could not be contained by the universe. A God beyond our ability to even comprehend becomes an embryo in a woman's womb. The God beyond knowing now becomes known, and born through woman's pain enters a world that is hostile. The God who was impervious to pain now feels pain in a real sense, crying out in need, hungry, needing to be fed, cold, needing to be clothed, frightened, needing to be comforted. The extraordinary becomes ordinary. And that's the place that God touches us. As St. Augustine said, God becomes as we are so that we might become as God is. So that God is born into this world in the same way that all of us were born into this world through woman's pain, into a world that was hostile, so that we needed to be protected and fed and clothed and sheltered. And God left this world in the same way that you and I will leave this world, although the way he left was far more cruel than perhaps we will endure. Then 3 days in the ground so that death could be dealt with, he stepped forth from that tomb more alive than he was when he went in, so that you and I now can experience the mystery of eternity, if only for a moment. I think that's what this night is about. We're drawn into this story because it's everything that's good about our world and about us. It's peace on earth and goodwill between human beings. It's a place of perfection, if only for a moment, in the candlelight and the carol. And so we touch God tonight through songs sung through choir and brass and strings, through the word read and explained, and through the meal, bread and wine, body and blood, so that we touch and taste and trust that God is ultimately for us, with us. Tonight, a beautiful thing happened with one of our younger members. A little girl came up to the communion rail right here, and I went down the line, of course, communing everybody. I gave her a piece of bread, the body of Christ given for you. I finished, I came back around. Everybody had left. She was still there. She had her hand out. It was like Oliver Twist. I'd like some more, please. So I gave her a big chunk. I said, there you go. Are you that hungry tonight? Are you that hungry tonight to imagine that things could be different in your personal life, in our collective life, in our world? Are you that hungry tonight to be touched by the Christ child and to reach out and touch Jesus yourself? That overwhelming love that's beyond our ability to understand, that somehow inspires us to be more than we are, desire all good things, so that the extraordinary might become ordinary, like an elephant at the manger.